If you are hearing these words at this exact moment, it is far from a coincidence. This is a divine appointment, an orchestrated meeting that transcends every limitation you've known and pushes you into the realm where miracles become your new normal. Chosen ones, let this truth sink in. There is a hidden code in your very DNA, a spiritual activation that's been quietly unfolding within you, waiting for this precise moment to burst into full bloom. When that code ignites, it isn't just a symbolic idea, but a living reality that catapults you into a future of unprecedented revelation, favor, and power. Think back to every challenge you've faced. Think of the nights you wept in secret, the days you felt like quitting, and the countless times you wondered if there was any meaning to your struggle. Now, realize that not a single tear was wasted. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every delay was stretching the confines of who you once were, preparing you to carry the weight of a new mantle, a new authority. This isn't just another motivational speech. It is a confirmation from the highest realms that what has been set in motion cannot be stopped. Even in the moments you felt overlooked, you were actually being set apart. Even in the moments you felt like life had slammed every door in your face, the blueprint of your destiny was being revised and refined by hands far greater than your own. In those hidden seasons, your spiritual DNA was receiving downloads, quiet adjustments, and micro-shifts that seemed invisible at the time. But now, the stage is set for you to become who you were always meant to be. Chosen ones, there is a vibrational frequency emanating from heaven itself, calling your spirit to awaken. This signal carries a truth so profound it can shake the very core of your being. You were never created to remain ordinary. Within you there is a code, an eternal imprint from the Creator that resonates with possibility, with the miraculous, and with the abundance of all that has been promised. That code is stirring right now, and its activation will bring clarity to every past confusion and momentum to every stalled dream. Maybe you've been told that you're too broken, too flawed, or too late. Maybe you felt like the blessings in life were reserved for others and you were meant to survive on scraps. Those days of small thinking are now dissolving. The hidden code in your DNA speaks a better word. It says you are crowned with favor, that you are capable of carrying solutions to problems you once thought impossible. It whispers that your lineage is one of greatness, that your spiritual genetics carry the imprint of kings and queens, warriors and visionaries, prophets and dreamers. Hear this, the very battles you've fought are the same ones that have sharpened your discernment, refined your character, and set you up to recognize the significance of what's coming next. Every scar is a reminder of your resilience, a signpost that declares, "I have been through the fire and I am stronger because of it." In this new season, you will see divine alignments, unexpected resources, and open doors that appear faster than you can count them. As you stand at the threshold of this breakthrough, you'll realize all that was once unclear now fits perfectly into a grand design, orchestrated by a force bigger than you ever imagined. Many will wonder how you suddenly rose from the ashes. They'll question how your influence, your resources, and your spiritual authority amplified seemingly overnight. But you will know the truth. That hidden code in your DNA has awakened, and it is guiding you to places you once only dreamed of. You will no longer beg for opportunities. Opportunities will look for you. You will no longer chase acceptance. Favor will chase you down. And the best part? What you are stepping into isn't a fleeting season. It is the unveiling of a destiny that was always there, longing to be discovered. Can you feel that fire stirring in your spirit right now? It is the tangible presence of something new being birthed in the atmosphere. It is the convergence of all your prayers, tears, and declarations, culminating into a single cosmic moment where heaven kisses earth on your behalf. Maybe the journey here has left you weary, but let me remind you, the Creator never starts a work without finishing it. And the finishing touches on your new chapter are being applied even as we speak. Chosen ones, now is your moment of activation. Now is the time to lift up your eyes and see the horizon blazing with fresh possibilities. No longer will you doubt your worth or question your purpose. That hidden code has always been there, but it required tests, pressure, and faith to come online. Just like a seed that must be buried before it breaks through the soil, you have been hidden for a reason. Now, the tomb of your limitations is cracking open, and you are about to emerge with power, with vision, and with a supernatural ability to shift atmospheres. If you're ready for this release, if you sense the stirring deep within your heart, I invite you to seal this moment with an act of faith. Go ahead and comment 777 down below. It may seem like a simple gesture, but it's far more than just typing numbers on a screen. It is your symbolic declaration, an outward expression that you're stepping into agreement with this message of divine activation. It's you saying, I'm ready. I'm no longer bound by who I used to be. I claim the fullness of what's been promised. As you type 777, envision every limitation shattering. Visualize the negativity that once clung to you falling away like old chains turned to dust. Imagine your future opening up, bright and unrestrained. Every resource you need flowing toward you, every closed door opening at just the right moment. There is incredible power in unified faith, and when countless people join together in this declaration, the spiritual atmosphere shifts. Miracles happen, testimonies are birthed, lives are changed. Perhaps you've encountered voices of doubt whispering, "Things will never change. You've tried before and failed. Why should this time be any different?" Let me tell you, those voices are liars. They are the echoes of a lesser reality that no longer has jurisdiction over your life. When the code in your DNA is activated, all things become possible. Mountains that once loomed large turn into stepping stones. Storms that once threatened to sweep you away become a backdrop for the greatest show of resilience and faith the world has ever seen. Do not be surprised if in the coming days your dreams become more vivid, your passion intensifies, and your intuition sharpens. This is not your imagination running wild, it is the tangible evidence of spiritual acceleration. Where confusion once reigned, clarity will flow. Where doors once slammed shut, new paths will be forged. Where finances once dried up, resources will pour in from the least expected places. This is the season of exponential favor, where every seed you've sown in tears will yield a harvest too bountiful to measure. Now consider the story of Gideon, who felt inadequate and hidden in the shadows. When the angel of the Lord addressed him as a mighty warrior, he couldn't believe it. He only saw himself as the least, the weakest. But the divine code within him was always there, waiting to be acknowledged. Once activated, he led a small army to victory against overwhelming odds. Just like Gideon, you might feel underqualified, unprepared, or too ordinary, but God delights in transforming the least into the greatest. This is your Gideon moment. This is the moment your humble beginnings are overshadowed by a supernatural calling. Nothing you have endured will be wasted. The pain, the confusion, the sense of not fitting in, they have all been catalysts, launching you toward the center of your purpose. Like an archer pulling back a bow, the tension you felt has only served to propel you further into your destiny. And as you soar, you'll realize the hidden code in your DNA was the anchor that kept you moving toward your calling, even when circumstances tried to dictate otherwise. Chosen ones, get ready to step out of obscurity and into influence. Get ready to witness the alignment of everything you once thought was scattered. The pieces of your life are not random, they are puzzle pieces forming a grand masterpiece. When the final piece clicks into place, you will see how intricately every setback, every detour, and every delay was orchestrated to bring you right here, right now. Yes, it might feel overwhelming. A future brimming with possibility can feel both exhilarating and intimidating, but remember, you're not walking this path alone. A divine hand is guiding you, steadying you, and reassuring you that you have everything you need inside of you. That hidden code doesn't just equip you, it also connects you to others whose codes are being activated simultaneously. You are part of a collective awakening, a rising generation of faithful individuals who refuse to be defined by limitations. Keep your heart open in the days to come. Expect to receive ideas, visions, and directions that seem to come from nowhere. Pay attention to chance encounters and divine appointments. Those are not coincidences. They are signposts leading you further along the road you were destined to walk. Doors that remained stubbornly shut will begin to swing open. Resources you never dared to dream of will appear. And the beautiful thing is, it won't feel forced, it will feel natural, as though you were always meant to walk in this overflow. Feel that stirring in your chest? That's the resonance of truth vibrating within you, reminding you that you were born for more. You were born to carry solutions, to bring light into darkness, to set captives free, beginning with yourself. Whatever generational patterns you thought would never break, they bow to the power of this activation. Whatever negative self-talk has plagued you, it loses its voice in the presence of your awakened DNA. Nothing can stand against the wave of divine momentum that is now breaking forth in your life. Embrace it. Lean into it. Let your spirit rise to greet this new chapter with confidence and humility. You see, humility is not about shrinking back. It's about recognizing that your power comes from a higher source and choosing to stand tall in that knowledge. You don't have to apologize for stepping into greatness when it was always your inheritance. Rather, shine brighter so that others might see and realize they too carry this code within them. Right now, I encourage you to pause, breathe deeply, and acknowledge the weight of this moment. Everything in your past has led you here. Everything in your future is calling you forward. Close your eyes and feel that sense of destiny pulsating through your veins. This is the point where your identity is no longer hidden, where your voice carries an authority you never knew you had. The hidden code is activated, and there is no going back to the way things were. If you haven't yet, go to the comments and type 777. By doing so, you unite with countless others who are declaring this same truth over their lives. Can you imagine the power of thousands of voices speaking in agreement, each one affirming, "My destiny is unlocking, my DNA is awakened, I am no longer bound by the past." That collective faith is like a mighty river, unstoppable, reshaping landscapes, carving out new paths in places that once seemed impenetrable. You might be thinking, I've typed comments before, I've prayed prayers before, what makes this time any different? The difference is that now you're standing under an open heaven, at the precise intersection of divine timing. The difference is that the code within you has reached its appointed hour. It's like a seed that's been under the soil for years, waiting for the perfect mix of sunlight, water, and temperature. Suddenly it breaks forth. That's you, that's your life in this very moment. Get ready for your vision to sharpen. Get ready for your spiritual senses to heighten. The next few weeks and months will serve as proof of this activation. Expect swift turnarounds, radical opportunities, and a deepening awareness of your role in this grand tapestry of life. You'll find that words can't fully capture the magnitude of what you're about to witness. It will be so immense that you'll only be able to say, "Surely this is the hand of God." Sometimes the hardest step is simply believing that you're worthy of it. You may have spent a lifetime feeling discounted, feeling like you're in the background, but the moment you start to see yourself the way heaven sees you, the limitations begin to break. This is not about arrogance or self-inflation, it's about alignment. When you align your perspective with divine truth, you activate the supernatural realm to partner with you. And that's exactly what is happening right now. Doors will open, yes, but also realize that some doors will close. Relationships, habits, or opportunities that no longer serve your highest purpose may fall away. Do not grieve what you lose in this transition. Celebrate it. For every door that shuts, 10 better ones will open. For every person that leaves, a destiny helper will arrive. Remember, this activation is purging the old to make space for the new. It's not loss, it's refinement. Feel the electricity in the air? That's your sign. Heaven is rejoicing at your awakening. Angels are being dispatched to assist you. Your name is being whispered in the corridors of influence. Even institutions and systems that once rejected you will now seek you out. This is how powerful the shift is. Believe it, embrace it, and watch it unfold before your eyes. You won't have to hustle from a place of desperation. Your effort will be fueled by clarity and led by grace. Instead of striving to make things happen, you'll flow in a current of divine favor that guides you to exactly the right people, places, and moments. It's not that you won't work hard, you will, but your work will produce greater fruit in a fraction of the time. This is the advantage of a chosen one walking in activated DNA. Arawata. If doubt tries to creep in, remember the testimonies of those who have walked this path before. Ordinary men and women whose lives were turned upside down by a sudden encounter with destiny. Think of Joseph going from prison to palace in a single day, or David stepping onto a battlefield to face a giant and emerging a national hero. These are not just stories, they are templates, blueprints of what's possible when the divine code is switched on. Does a part of you want to question whether you can handle what's coming? The truth is, you won't have to handle it alone. The same force that activated your DNA will sustain you. Grace will cover your weaknesses, and wisdom will guide your decisions. Every resource you lack, heaven will supply. Every skill you need, you'll either develop or find in someone else sent to partner with you. And let me speak to the realm of finances specifically. For those who've been under immense financial pressure, you will see an unexpected shift. New streams of income, promotions, and favor in business dealings are about to materialize. The code in your DNA isn't limited to spiritual matters. It touches every aspect of your existence, including your material well-being. Your breakthrough will be holistic. Keep your heart pure, for a pure heart multiplies blessings rather than hoarding them. The more you share and lift others, the more your own barns will overflow. This principle isn't about philanthropy for show. It's a supernatural law. Generosity unlocks abundance. When you understand that your blessings are meant to serve a greater purpose, you'll find that they never run dry. Now, open your eyes to the shift happening around you. Pay attention to the signs. A sudden peace in your spirit, a dream that wakes you at night with crystal clarity, an old contact reappearing at just the right moment. None of these are coincidences. They are puzzle pieces falling into place, each one an answer to questions you've carried in your heart. Chosen ones, the time has come to walk boldly, to speak confidently, and to love fiercely. You were not created to hide in the shadows or shrink back in fear. That era of timidity is over. The blueprint within you demands expression. Your voice is needed, your ideas are needed, your gifts are needed. No one else can carry the exact frequency you carry. If you don't step up, the world will miss out on what only you can contribute. Let your spirit exhale relief, knowing that the waiting period was not a punishment but a preparation. In the waiting, the code was maturing, weaving itself into every cell, every thought, every dream. Now, it's ready to unleash a level of anointing that cannot be contained, a favor that defies logic. So hold your head high, smile at the future. You have been called for such a time as this. Whether you feel goosebumps or tears or just a quiet sense of knowing, trust that your response is exactly right. There's no formula for how to receive this truth, only a willingness to let it echo through your soul. Continue to feed that sense of expectancy. Speak life over your situation. Replace phrases like "I hope" or "maybe one day" with "I declare" and "I believe." Your words hold creative power. Use them wisely. Comment 777 if you haven't yet, or even if you already did, go ahead and do it again as a sign of unwavering faith. Each time you type those digits, imagine a deeper layer of your DNA coming to life, lighting up with holy fire, expanding your capacity to dream, to love, to create, to excel. Let this be the communal cry of chosen ones worldwide, rising like incense, signaling to the universe that we are stepping into alignment with destiny. And as you do, don't be surprised if people start to notice a glow about you, an unspoken confidence in the way you carry yourself. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. Awareness that you are part of a grand narrative, a cosmic story that spans generations. Your ancestors prayed for this moment. Your future offspring will benefit from it, and you stand in the middle as a pivotal bridge. Take a moment right now and think about how your life will look 6 months or a year from now if you fully embrace this activation. Picture the relationships you'll cultivate, the doors that will open, the solutions you'll provide. Let that vision stir your faith. The stronger and clearer your vision, the more powerful your magnetism to draw in every resource needed. Yes, there will still be battles. Activating your DNA doesn't exempt you from warfare. It prepares you to conquer in ways you never could before. Now, your battles will serve as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Each conflict will only confirm the authority you carry. You'll march into situations that used to scare you, and fear will bow. You'll speak to obstacles that once mocked you, and they will move. Because now you understand you are chosen, and your code is alive. At times it might feel surreal, like you're living in a dream. Embrace that feeling, for it's the reality of heaven merging with your earthly experience. This is the domain of miracles, where logic sometimes can't keep up with the pace of divine unfolding. Keep your posture of humility, remembering that all good things come from above, but do not shy away from celebrating. Testify of your breakthroughs, share them, so others can also believe. You're not just breaking cycles in your own life, you're clearing paths for others to follow. Your family line will notice the shift. Generational curses will dissolve, and generational blessings will become the new normal. Communities around you will sense a shift in the spiritual atmosphere and wonder what changed. That's the power of one chosen one stepping into their rightful place. If you feel your spirit leaping at these words, lean in deeper. Let them wash over you again and again until they become part of your very being. Saturate yourself with declarations of hope, abundance, and purpose. Fill your environment with positivity, cutting off toxic influences that sabotage your new level. Guard your gates, what you see, what you hear, and what you speak, because you are now a carrier of something precious. Let that unstoppable fire of possibility burn within you. Let it refine your desires, sharpen your focus, and expand your imagination. This fire will consume every trace of mediocrity that once tried to lay claim on you. No longer will you fit into the mold of small thinking. You've outgrown that version of yourself. You are chosen, and that changes everything. So step out in faith. Let your daily actions reflect the truth of your activated code. Don't wait for external validation or perfect conditions. Move, create, start, speak, go forth with boldness. When the seas in front of you refuse to part, speak to them with the authority you now possess. When your resources seem low, call forth the abundance that is your birthright. When negativity tries to whisper old lies, respond with the truth of who you've become. This is no ordinary day. This is the day destinies align. The day the hidden code in your DNA is recognized and celebrated. Heaven stands at attention. The earth awaits the footsteps of those who dare to believe. Your name has been called. Your heart has been stirred. So answer that call, embrace that stirring, become who you were always meant to be. Yes, chosen ones. This is that pivotal juncture where faith meets action, where words become reality. You've long felt something inside you was different, something that set you apart from the crowd. Others may have misunderstood you, questioned you, or even ridiculed you. But the truth is, they sensed your uniqueness too, even if they couldn't articulate it. Now, it's about to become undeniable. When you lie down at night, let your final thoughts be ones of expectancy. When you wake up in the morning, greet the day with a heart brimming with gratitude. Gratitude is the frequency that unlocks continuous blessings. Regardless of what you see with your physical eyes, maintain that posture of thanks and watch as the intangible becomes tangible, the invisible becomes visible. Repeat these words: I am chosen. The code in my DNA is activated. My past is redeemed, my present is anointed, and my future is secured. Let it be a daily affirmation, a sacred anthem that you carry in your spirit. Over time, your entire mindset will shift to align with these truths. You'll develop an unshakable confidence that is not rooted in ego, but in divine identity. And yes, keep commenting 777. Each comment is like a digital altar, a memorial where you mark the moment of your awakening. Whenever doubt tries to resurface, revisit that act of faith and let it remind you of this irreversible shift. Let it remind you that you are not who you used to be. You are living, breathing proof that transformation is real. This message is reaching you right now because it was destined to. All the algorithms and timelines are simply tools orchestrated to deliver divine messages at the perfect hour. You are tuned in to something much bigger than a random video. You're attuned to a cosmic broadcast that's echoing through the generations, calling forth the fullness of your destiny. In due season, you'll look back on this very day, this very moment, and recognize it as the turning point. You'll trace your victories, your growth, and your breakthroughs to the moment you decided to embrace the activation of that hidden code. And you'll stand in awe of how everything seamlessly wove together to form a tapestry of grace and power. Take a moment right now to remember the first time in your life that you felt a spark of purpose. Maybe it was a dream in childhood, maybe it was an inner knowing you couldn't quite articulate, or maybe it was a single moment when your heart was on fire with possibility. That was not an accident. It was a glimpse into a future that has been waiting patiently for you to catch up. It might have taken detours, heartbreaks, disappointments, but the essence of that revelation never left you. Now, at last, you're in a position to reclaim it fully. You see, the Creator wastes nothing. Every single experience you've collected, whether triumphant or painful, is a puzzle piece that forms the bigger picture of who you are becoming. The hidden code in your DNA thrives on exactly these kinds of moments, feeding on both your victories and your sorrows, transforming them into wisdom and power. It's a divine alchemy that takes your ashes and forms them into diamonds. In other words, there's no single thing in your past that can disqualify you from the greatness being unlocked. If anything, the brokenness of your past is what amplifies the beauty of this new season. That's the paradox of spiritual awakening. The more aware you become of your own frailties, the more strength becomes available to you. The more you realize your dependency on a higher power, the more that power infuses your every step. The world might label it weakness, but in the economy of heaven, surrender is the highest form of strength. As you surrender your doubts and insecurities, that code within you is given the freedom to bloom without restriction. Ask yourself, who would you be if you lived without fear, if no one's opinion could limit your faith, if no past failure could deter your progress? That version of you already exists in the realm of possibility, waiting to be materialized in this physical plane. And it is precisely this expansion that your DNA code is orchestrating. Your once timid steps are replaced by a bold stride. Your once stammering voice is replaced by a prophetic declaration. Yes, you might still feel tremors of uncertainty at times, but courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to move forward despite it. Now, as you listen, let the reverberations of these truths shake loose any last bit of hesitation. Often, there are corners of our hearts where we still harbor doubts about our worth or capacity. Let this be the moment you evict every lie that says you're not enough. There's a direct correlation between what you believe about yourself and the reality you experience. The DNA code of a chosen one refuses to be reprogrammed by negativity or small-minded thinking. It's time to align your self-talk with your true identity. Speak these words quietly under your breath or shout them, if you're in a place where you can. I am here on purpose. I am equipped for this moment. My DNA is activated. My future is bright. My obstacles are stepping stones. I will not bow to the chains of my past. Each declaration is like a key that unlocks another chamber of your potential. If you said it with conviction, something inside you is already responding, expanding, aligning with these statements of truth. Let's address the practical side of this awakening too, because sometimes we separate the spiritual from the everyday, forgetting that true transformation touches every dimension of our lives. The code in your DNA doesn't just awaken spiritual gifts, it also awakens creativity, innovation, strategy, and solutions that can revolutionize your career, your relationships, and your community. You'll start to see patterns where others see problems. You'll discern opportunities hidden in obstacles, and you'll be able to navigate complex situations with a wisdom that defies conventional logic. People might look at you and think, "How did you know to do that? How did you see that possibility?" They won't understand that there's a divine intelligence operating through you, something that goes beyond mere human intellect. The best part is, this intelligence was always coded into you. You just needed the right conditions for it to be activated. As you step into this new realm, be prepared for two kinds of responses from those around you. Some will celebrate your awakening, recognizing that your transformation benefits everyone connected to you. Others, however, might feel threatened by your growth because it challenges their comfort zone or their preconceived notions of who you should be. Don't let the latter group dim your light. Instead, love them anyway, and let your life be an invitation for them to discover their own hidden code. Remember that you're not called to force this revelation on anyone who isn't ready. Each person's activation happens in its own time, just as you once roamed in uncertainty until you were drawn to this very message. Others will find their path when they are meant to. Your responsibility is simply to be a living, breathing testimony of what it means to live fully awake. If you shine your light unapologetically, it will naturally illumine the way for others. Now, let's circle back to that act of faith. Commenting 777, it might seem repetitive, but repetition in spiritual matters is powerful. In the same way that a seed needs consistent watering, your faith benefits from symbolic acts repeated until they become second nature. Each time you write 777, you're training your mind to expect miracles, to anticipate favor, and to welcome divine orchestration. You might even notice a subtle shift in your perspective, a quicker inclination toward positivity, and an openness to solutions you previously overlooked. Yes, that is how transformation works, gradually at first, then suddenly. One day you wake up and realize that the person you were a year ago feels like a distant memory. The triggers that used to knock you down no longer hold the same power. The financial mountains that once seemed impossible to climb are now behind you, replaced by a panoramic view of new horizons. All because you chose to believe that there was something exceptional coded into your very being, and you acted on that belief. There is also a profound sense of rest that comes with this awakening. Not laziness, but rest from striving in your own strength. It's that assurance that you're co-laboring with a divine source, meaning you don't carry the burden alone. This rest manifests as peace that surpasses all human understanding, guiding you even when circumstances look uncertain. This doesn't mean you won't work diligently. It means your work is infused with grace and purpose, allowing you to accomplish more in less time. Keep in mind that old cycles of negativity might try to resurface, especially when you're on the brink of significant breakthrough. The enemy of your soul might whisper accusations, or your own mind might dredge up past regrets, hoping to sabotage your forward momentum. When that happens, remind yourself that those voices are ghosts of a past that no longer defines you. The code within you resonates at a higher frequency now, repelling the vibrations of shame, guilt, or fear. Lean into supportive communities that can celebrate your emergence. Surround yourself with people who also believe in the limitless potential seeded in every individual. Share your breakthroughs and let them share theirs. There is a synergistic effect when awakened spirits gather. Miracles multiply, revelations compound. If you don't have a community like that, consider that you may be called to lead one. Sometimes stepping into leadership is the next stage of your activation, the point where you shift from being a receiver to being a facilitator. Chosen ones, do you sense the acceleration? There's a velocity to this move of destiny, like a river picking up speed before it cascades into a waterfall of change. Don't resist the current, let it carry you. Trust that you'll land in the exact place you need to be. Even if the ride feels wild at times, remember that the hand guiding these waters is infinitely loving and infinitely wise. As you continue to move forward, watch for confirmations. They will come in varied forms: a timely coincidence, a dream that resonates deeply, a word of knowledge from someone who couldn't possibly know your situation, or even a specific verse that leaps off the page when you read it. These confirmations are like signposts, each one a gentle reminder that you're exactly on track. Collect them, let them encourage you. When doubt tries to creep in, revisit these moments as proof that you're walking a predestined path. And yes, keep speaking life to your finances. It's not about greed or materialism. It's about recognizing that resources in the hands of a chosen one can be a force for incredible good. You are blessed to be a blessing. The more provision flows into your life, the more you can uplift others, sow into visions that change the world, and create lasting impact. If ever you question this, recall the many people of faith in ancient texts who were entrusted with great wealth, not for their ego, but for a higher purpose. This is what sets you apart. Your motivation is love and service, not self-exaltation. When your heart remains anchored in humility, your capacity to handle blessing grows. That code in your DNA ensures you don't misuse what you've been given. Instead, you channel it to build, to nurture, and to uplift. In doing so, you multiply blessings and confirm that you can be entrusted with even more. That's how the overflow principle works. Those who steward well receive more to... Now, consider the relationships that will be affected by this transformation. People close to you may notice a shift in your demeanor, a new clarity in your eyes, or a steady calmness in your speech. They might ask, "What's changed?" This is your doorway to share about the code that's been activated, the revelation that has set you free from living in limbo. Your story has power. The authenticity of your experience will speak louder than any theoretical sermon. You'll become a living epistle, a testimony written not on paper, but on the tablets of your heart. Be mindful that not everyone will be ready to receive this message. Some are still in their own process, and that's okay. Don't try to force-feed your breakthrough to anyone. Offer it gently, like a seed waiting for fertile soil. The timing of each person's awakening is unique, and the same grace that met you in your time of need is available for them as well. Just be faithful to share, to shine, and to stand as a beacon of what's possible. Let's also talk about the reality of spiritual warfare. When you carry a potent calling, it often paints a target on your back. The forces that oppose your destiny would love nothing more than to trip you up. But consider this: if you weren't carrying something powerful, why would you even be a threat? The attacks you face are actually an unintended compliment, a confirmation that your anointing matters. Arm yourself with that understanding. Let it remind you that you fight not for victory, but from a place of victory already won. The code in your DNA links you to a power that cannot be defeated. So, as you stand, know that you stand on ground that's already conquered. In practical terms, maintaining your activation requires consistent spiritual disciplines, whatever your faith practice. Prayer, meditation, worship, reading sacred texts. These become daily infusions of energy that keep your code engaged. Neglecting them is like unplugging a lamp from its power source and wondering why it no longer lights up a room. Stay connected, feed your spirit, and watch the miraculous become your steady state. If you can, start journaling the changes and insights that come your way. Capture the dreams, the revelations, the moments of synchronicity. Over time, patterns will emerge, and you'll see how these puzzle pieces form the grand tapestry of your destiny. Looking back on your written account months or years from now will blow your mind, because you'll see just how perfectly orchestrated every detail has been. Yes, chosen ones, the code has been activated, and you're living in the aftershock of that spiritual earthquake. Everything that can be shaken is being shaken, so that only what is unshakable remains. Don't mourn what falls away. It was never truly yours in the eternal sense. Instead, rejoice in the revelation that what is meant for you will stay, and what is meant to come will arrive in due time.